This video is inspired by the book Eat That Frog, 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done in Less Time, and I will go over how to be more productive. This book is written towards the working professional trying to be more productive at work while also balancing life outside of work. But this book has direct applications to improving efficiency in college as well. When you are in college, the goal is to do well in school and get more done in less time so that you can have more time to hang out with friends or other leisure activities. So let's dive in how to do just that. Brian Tracy repeats the phrase "eat that frog" throughout the book to drive home the point that when you know you have a challenging task ahead of you, you need to do that challenging task first. This is borrowed from a quote from Mark Twain, who famously said that if the first thing you do in the morning is eat a live frog, you can go through the rest of your day knowing the worst is behind you. Your frog is your worst task, the task that is the most important task to keep you moving forward towards your goals, and you should do it first thing in the morning. After you have accomplished the most challenging task in your day, you can use this momentum to complete other tasks. The main reason why we procrastinate on a given task is because we have a lack of clarity in how we will complete the task and because of how daunting the task appears at first. We have all been there, right? Think back to a time in school where you had an English or history paper you had to write and you might have put it off as long as possible because the thought of it seemed so daunting. The major tenets to being productive is proper planning, breaking down the project into bite-sized pieces, and laser focus free of interruptions. Here are 7 steps to achieve your daily, monthly, and year-long goals. Mastering this daily practice will allow you to get more done in less time and free up time for activities you enjoy most. 1 is to decide exactly what you want to get accomplished and develop a clear vision of how you will get it completed. Number 2 is to write it down. Number 3 is set a deadline on your goal and try to beat it. 4 is list the steps necessary to achieve your task. 5 is organize the list into a plan and prioritize which tasks are the most important. 6 is take action on your plan immediately. And 7 is do something every day to move closer to that goal. Now that we have an overarching theme for how to be more productive, let's dive into it a bit more. Tracy advocates that you should always work from a list. Sketch out your goals for the year. Before each month, write down your goals for the month. Before the start of each week, write down what you need to get accomplished. And then lastly, before you go to bed each night, list everything you need to get done the following day. Now, if this seems overwhelming and like a never-ending list, that's okay, you're not alone. That's how I felt after reading this section. After reading this book, where I am going to focus my attention at first is making sure I plan out each day the night before and work from there. Time management is a means to an end, freeing up time to do things you love. A tightrope walker never gets to stop balancing, and neither do you with your work-life balance. Whether you are in school or 20 years into your career, it is your responsibility to balance the two. After you've mapped out your tasks for the day, the next step is to prioritize using the ABCDE method, which is where you place letters in the margins next to the tasks you have listed. Tracy has a description of importance for each letter, but I'm going to only define A and B tasks because they are the most important and deliver the most important consequences, both positive and negative. First off, an A task is very important. It's something you must do because if you don't, there could be serious negative consequences. This could be finishing a lab report for a science or engineering class, studying for your OChem final over the weekend, or preparing a speech for a presentation. B stands for important, something that you should do. This is not as important as your A tasks. There are only minor negative consequences if it is not completed. From there, you would work your way down A to E. Never start on a task lower in the alphabet if you have tasks higher in the alphabet to do. For example, if you have A and B tasks remaining, you would not complete a D or E task first. Finally, if you have many A tasks, you can rank them like A1, A2, A3, etc. One thing to note is after planning your day in advance, you should focus your attention on no more than 3 important tasks. Once you have planned and prioritized your upcoming day, it's time to get some sleep because managing good energy levels is critical in being productive. How motivated have you been to work when you can barely keep your eyes open? Most likely not very productive at all. For more on how to get a better night's sleep, links to that video can be found in the description below. Then upon waking up, don't check your email first thing in the morning as this can put you in reaction mode. Go about your morning routine to get ready for the day, and once you have finished booting up for the day, it's time to quote, eat that frog. If you have to choose between 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. You should block out 3 hours each morning after your morning routine to accomplish your most important tasks first. If you have work or school, then you might have to wait till after though. Now here are a couple ways to break up these 3 hours of laser-focused study. Work for 90 minutes without interruption, followed by a 15-minute break to have a stretch, and then get back to work for another 90 minutes. After this 3-hour high-efficiency, interruption-free work session, you will be amazed how much you will have accomplished. This will give you a sense of accomplishment, make you feel good about yourself, improve your self-esteem, and thus make being productive that much easier later in the future because you will crave that satisfaction of getting things done quickly. Following these 3 hours, you can go ahead and give yourself a quick dopamine treat by checking your email, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever you need to check to give your mind a break. After these initial 3 hours, you can either move on to other tasks or finish on your highest priority A task, aka your ugliest frog. Now, if you are new to this style of work, don't have a full 3 hours to commit to your hardest project in the morning, or having a hard time getting started, then break your tasks up into small bite-sized pieces. Block out 30, 60, or 90-minute time chunks that you can fully focus on your most important tasks. Simply by committing to 10 to 30 minutes on the first step in your task will help you build momentum and will lead you to completing steps beyond that initial step. Don't stop going through that most difficult task until it's completely finished. It's very important you avoid switching tasks because by switching tasks, you waste time having to reorient yourself to where you left off. In addition, whenever you do get a new task, always add it to the list before jumping to complete the new task right away. Any new task you receive needs to be ranked with the same ABCDE ranking system you have learned. When looking at all of your tasks, you want to consistently ask yourself, what is the one thing which, if I did really well, could create the biggest positive impact in my work life and life in general? Frequently apply this question to find the best thing to do every hour. You can also apply this question to your strengths and weaknesses as well. What is the one strength or weakness that by improving that one thing will yield the greatest positive effect on my life? Every minute you spend meticulously planning can save you 10 minutes or more later on. Simply planning out your day the night before for 10 to 12 minutes can easily save you 2 hours because you know exactly what you need to get accomplished. Now that you have the tools to plan out your tasks and prioritize, let's talk about the self-development side of productivity and how you can improve your mindset, refine your goals, and manage your energy. You can either pause the video right now or come back to it, but start by taking 30 seconds to write out your 3 most important goals. If it helps, you can write your biggest career goal, followed by your biggest relationship goal, and health and fitness goal. These 3 goals will serve as the platform for what gives you motivation and inspiration to achieve at a high level. As you go through college or your job, you consistently want to ask yourself what are you good at and what skills you want to refine. In addition, you want to be striving to be the best at what you do, and you can do this by building on your current education by consistently reading books in your field, attending workshops, and listening to podcasts. Next, let's talk about mindset. You can't predict or anticipate what happens to you, but you can and do have full control over how you respond to what happens to you. In order for you to perform at your best, you need to be in a good mood, and you should also resolve to look for the good in every situation. Cultivating optimism is a major predictor in one's success because optimists see unfortunate events as obstacles they need to overcome, as opposed to a pessimist who sees an obstacle as a permanent event. For this reason, you want to strive to become an optimist and devise a plan quickly when faced with an obstacle. By resolving to be an optimist, it will aid in your productivity because when you hit obstacles, and trust me you will be able to move on quickly. To round off why optimism is important, it will help you remain happier, more productive, and improve your social life. Next, let's talk about your health, and one of the reasons why I saved this one for last is because your health is the engine that fuels your productivity by supplying you with good energy levels. Energy level is closely tied to mood, so taking necessary steps to keep your energy levels high is absolutely essential. 3 things that affect your health and energy that you should view as non-negotiables are sleep, your diet, and exercise. In college as an early 20-something, you will likely be able to get away with a poor diet, lack of sleep, and little exercise, but practicing good habits in college will become increasingly important as you go through your 20s and enter your 30s, 40s, and beyond. You should protect these 3 critical components that impact your health because your health dictates your energy affects your mood, and your mood and energy level affects your ability to focus and stay productive. As you go through college and also through your career, you want to apply the 80-20 rule to everything. You will never have enough time to do everything, so you need to focus on the top 20% of tasks that will produce 80% of your results. Once you become efficient with your time, you will find extra time to do the things you enjoy. Piggybacking off this, you need to get comfortable with the time-saving word, which is no. Say no to anything not a clear, high-value use of your time if you can't afford to do so. No, I don't want to go to that party. No, I don't want to join your study session. No, I don't want to get lunch, etc. Say it often, say it early, and say it firmly. If you can't afford to go or simply don't want to, go ahead and say no, and don't give an excuse. I found that the best way to get people to stop asking me to do things I don't want to do is the simple phrase, sorry, I'm not interested. If you have to repeat it a couple times, that's okay, but give it a try. If you leave it at sorry, I'm not interested, people will quickly stop pressuring you to do so. It's hard to argue with someone saying they don't have an interest in something. Completing your work first and focusing on your highest value tasks first will leave you more satisfied and build your self-esteem. You will find that you are happiest when you are efficient with your time and have more time to spend with your friends and family. Tracy says what matters is quality of time at work and quantity of time in the rest of your life. When you have work to do, you need to actually work because wasted time not spent on that task at hand comes out of your leisure time. Most people want to know how they can get more done in less time so that they can spend more time doing the things they love. I hope you put some of these methods into practice today and don't wait until tomorrow to start. And to recap, diligently plan and prioritize how you want to use your time, use laser focus on the task at hand, persist until it's done, manage your mood and health, apply the 80-20 rule to everything, spend more time with friends and family, continue learning and mastering your craft, and improve on things you are not good at but would like to be. If you found this video helpful, share it, give it a like, and I do recommend you read this book, and I have included links in the description below.